I met Maria 10 years ago. Back then, I was young, full of hopes and dreams, ready to conquer the world. She was special. Her bright smile could light up the darkest day, and her eyes, deep and mysterious, always seemed to hold some secret. We both felt that our future was promising. I thought that with her, I wouldn't just have a girlfriend or a partner, but a lifelong companion. Our relationship wasn't always smooth. There were times when we argued, broke up, and took breaks. Sometimes it seemed like we wouldn't make it, that our bond was fragile like glass. But something always brought us back together. She knew how to persuade, how to apologize, and how to promise that things would change. And I was too attached to her, loved her too much to stay mad for long. Every time, I believed that things would be different this time. 2 years ago, we finally decided to take a big step forward and move in together. It was an important step, almost like a promise to each other, that things would be different now, that we would build a life together, move forward without looking back. We rented an apartment, bought furniture, did some renovations, and turned the space into our shared home. I thought that this would strengthen us as a couple, make us closer and stronger. But I was wrong. I started working more. I worked 65 to 70 hours a week, sometimes even 7 days in a row, without a day off. It was hard, but I was determined to provide for both of us. I knew money was important for us, that we were planning our future, and I wanted to give Maria everything she wanted. She could do her own thing, enjoy her freedom, while I earned money to support us. But in recent months, I noticed something strange. Maria became anxious and secretive. She often left the house for hours without saying where she was going. We talked less and less. I blamed it on exhaustion and the pressure we both felt because of my work. I thought it was temporary. Things would get better once we sorted out some issues, and we would become close again, like before. But one day, I woke up with pain in my lower abdomen. I felt strange but didn't think much of it. However, the pain got worse with each passing day, and eventually, I went to see a doctor. I was shocked when I found out I had a urinary tract infection. It was unpleasant, but the worst part was yet to come. The doctor hinted that the infection could have been transmitted sexually. I froze. From where? How could this have happened? Maria and I had been together all this time. The only possibility I could imagine was that she had given it to me. But Maria rejected my suspicions. She started accusing me of working too much and not spending enough time with her. Then she found another guy to try to blame, claiming he was the source of the infection. But it turned out that this guy was completely healthy, and that's when the whole picture started to become clear. I was shocked and heartbroken, but deep down, I had felt that something like this might have been happening. After all, her strange behavior in recent months couldn't have been for no reason. When I started digging deeper, the truth was even darker than I could have imagined. It turned out she hadn't just cheated on me once. There had been multiple men she had been seeing while I worked day and night, trying to provide for our future. While I was giving my all at work, sacrificing my time and energy, she was spending my money and spending time with other men. Everything I had been building for us, she had been tearing down behind my back. I couldn't take it anymore. The pain was unbearable. That day, I packed up my things and left our apartment. It was hard. Not so much because of the physical items, but because of the memories that lingered in those walls. Every room, every corner reminded me of the days when I believed we could be happy together. I could barely hold back tears as I looked at the photos we had taken, planning our future together. The final blow came when I learned the whole truth in the following days. There had been many men she had been seeing over these months while I was working hard. It was more than just betrayal. It was a mockery of my feelings, of my loyalty, and of everything I had been willing to do for both of us. Everything I had been doing for our future had turned into nothing. I felt used. The hardest part was that I loved her family. Her parents, brothers, and sisters had become like family to me over the years. They had welcomed me with open arms, always supported us, and believed that we were a good match. Losing them felt almost as painful as losing her. I wasn't just losing Maria. I was losing the entire life we had built together, and all the people who had become part of my world. Now I stood on the ruins of what I once thought was my future. My health had been damaged. The physical pain from the infection lingered, but the emotional pain was far worse. It tore me apart from the inside. How could this have happened? Why had she done this to me? I had loved her with all my heart, dedicated all my energy and time to her, but in return, I had only received lies and betrayal. I was broken. The thought kept running through my mind, what I would give to just be appreciated. My whole life, I had been trying to be there for her, to support her in everything, to make her feel happy. I wanted to be the one who made her life better, brighter, and more fulfilled. I gave her everything I could, but I didn't get even a shred of appreciation or gratitude in return. It felt like my efforts, my love, and my dedication were not only unacknowledged but mocked. It was terrifying to look ahead to the future. I didn't know how to live anymore. What now? How do you build a new life when the past still hurts so deeply? How do you trust people again when even the one you loved more than anything turned out to be a stranger and a traitor? I began to rebuild myself piece by piece. Thoughts of gratitude wouldn't leave me. I realized that real relationships are not just about love or attraction. They're about respect, support, and honesty. Without those things, relationships turn into a one-sided game, where one person gives and the other just takes. I hoped that one day I would find someone who would appreciate me for who I am. Not for money, not for the time I can dedicate, but for the person I am inside. I dreamed of the day when there would be someone next to me who saw not just a worker who does everything for others, but a person who also needs love and support. The pain still lived within me, but along with it came understanding. I realized that in life, it's not just about how much you give, but also about how you are received. I no longer wanted to be someone who just gives endlessly without gratitude. I realized my life was worth more than being just a resource for someone who didn't appreciate it. Time began to heal the wounds. Day by day, I was putting my life back together, rebuilding my dreams. I knew there would be new challenges ahead, but now I had a new goal: to find someone who truly appreciated what I had to offer and could respond with mutual feelings. Because real relationships are not just about the union of two people, they're about the union of two souls that support, appreciate, and are grateful for each other. I kept moving forward despite the pain, holding on to the hope that one day I would find what I had been searching for all these years: genuine, real appreciation and love.